Good evening. Let's call to order the November 4th, 2025 Commission meeting, and roll call, please.
Mayor Weinberg.
Here.
Commissioner Ain.
Here.
Commissioner Blatchman.
Here.
Commissioner Bloom.
Here.
Commissioner Friedland.
Here.
Commissioner Cruz.
Here.
Commissioner Orlinski.
Here.
Mr. Begis.
Here.
And Mr. Myers.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, and welcome, everyone. And to those of you that aren't usually here for our commission meetings, so you'll see that we're different than other cities. Truly, the city that Don Sofer created is very different. We get along. You're not going to see fighting up here. I watch other cities' government channels because it's free and it's the best show in town. I'm not going to name names, but it's unbelievable. Here, I mean, legitimately, there's 3 or 4 people here that I'd like. So we're really very different. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. It's very special tonight because we're going to recognize the Aces boys flag football team who finished the season 6-0, ladies and gentlemen, 6-0. They won the Independent Athletic League South Division, and they advanced to the IAL League semifinals. So we will be hanging a banner at the City of Aventura Community Rec Center. We're going to congratulate all the players. They're going to come up, and Naiti Laidler, you're going to come up with them, and you're going to read all of their names, and they're going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance tonight. Congratulations, team. I need all of you to come up so we can do the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, when you're ready, I'm going to count to 3 and you're going to start, okay? And then stay up here so Laylee can introduce you. 1, 2, 3. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, if you step up to that mic and then push it so you see the green button, tell us who these fine young gentlemen are.
Jonathan Abitbol, Lior Aditi, Shiloh Arma, Alex Benolio, Marco Atento, Jacob Cohen, Joaquin Cortazar, Jack Furmansky, Lorenzo Jesus, Niall Laidler, Joshua Rosenblum, Nicolas Sarvia, Amit Shaptai, and Stefan Vujnovic.
Great job, guys. Smile for a picture. You're welcome to stay, but I'm sure you all have homework. Okay, moving on. It is November, which means we have bad news and we have good news. The bad news is the incredible term as vice mayor for Cindy Orlinski. Amazing accomplishment. Cindy's term as vice mayor has come to an end. Very, very sorry to hear that, but great job. Good news. We have a new vice mayor, Amit Bloom, Vice Mayor Bloom. Congratulations. We do rotate it every 6 months, so everyone who's ever served in the city has been the vice mayor, so. Okay, let's let them filter out. Mr. Manager, any additions or deletions to the agenda?
No, Mayor.
Okay. While they're filtering out, any commission reports? Briefly, do you want to mention where you were this past weekend, where I was?
With you,
That's true.
yes.
True story. Your husband is right there.
Yeah.
We were at the conference, we were at the Charter Schools USA conference, and we are, as the commission, we are the board for our schools, and we were there with, what, 1,000 people or so?
1,000 teachers, administrators, principals, all from Charter Schools USA.
A lot of it was about AI, which is coming,
Yeah.
which is a big part of education. We need to be ahead of the curve. And a lot of it was sort of private conversations about the fact that we are going to have the greatest state-of-the-art Don Sofer High School coming up very, very shortly. New construction, gorgeous building. And couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
Okay, special presentations. I guess we'll start with Don Sofer. I would be remiss as mayor if I didn't recognize the fact, we said it at our last commission meeting, but we really need to make a bigger deal of it because our founder passed away, and really none of us would be here if not for him. I personally had probably 20 years, the good fortune to know him for 20 years. Creation, I'm going to say a few words, then I'm going to ask family members to say a few words. Then I'll ask the commissioners if anyone wants to say anything. I imagine somebody will. And then I have a proclamation that I will read. And then I'd love for all the family members, we'll all come down and take a picture as we present the proclamation. But it's very, very much heartfelt. Creation is a remarkable talent. Whether transforming a canvas into a painting or a patch of grass into a building, it takes talent and vision. Don was a creative genius. He built not just buildings, but destinations, community, wetlands into paradise. We've all heard the story that he sketched this city on a napkin. The vision was unbelievable. All of us are here because of him. Every student who walks into our schools, in the 30 million a year, is that right, Jackie? 30 million a year who come to the mall. It's all the result of his vision. I feel so fortunate to know him. That's my happiest moment. The very first graduating class of Don Sofer High School, I got to share it with him. We both got to speak. That was an incredible moment for me in my life. I will never forget it. It's such a strange confluence of events, but talking about vision, back in the 70s, 50 years ago, he plucked a hotshot architect from Morris Lapidus's office, and he had him start designing high-rise residential in Aventura. And 50 years later, that relationship still exists with the Sofer family and with that architect. But the weird thing is, many, many years after that relationship started, I moved down here as a young lawyer. I ended up marrying that architect's daughter, and somehow or other, I end up years later as the mayor of the city where Don Sofer founded it and had my father-in-law design the buildings. At the time I got elected as a commissioner in 2012, we counted 200 buildings standing in our 3.5 square miles, designed by Robert Spudrow, all thanks to Don Sofer pulling him away from Morris Lapidus. And he made an entire career out of this city. So, not to mention buildings all over the world, but I'll let him brag about that, okay? This was just incredible, and Don was so good and such a visionary. So, what I want to do is ask family members to talk about your dad and your feelings in this city, because we want to hear it. Thank you.
right, I'll go.
Do you want me to choose?
You want me to use whatever in here? Okay.
Push that green button and,
Well, it's on, it's lit.
okay, thank you, Jeffrey.
No, I obviously, I'm sure a lot of you, I don't know if you came to his memorial service, but I'm speaking. Boy, turn your hearing aids up. Just to say, obviously, my father is very proud of the city and what he accomplished here, and obviously what's been carried on. And I remember as a kid coming here, obviously, with my sisters, and just driving golf carts around Swamp and different areas that were not developed, the mall site. I remember when the mall was, when we first came here, we built the country club first, and we would just hang out there and drive golf carts, and sort of, we were in the middle of nowhere. So it was definitely, it changed. So seeing it as a kid and seeing it today has been completely, been an unbelievable experience in my life. And obviously my father was very proud of what has been done here and how it's been carried on, and since '95 when it first became incorporated, and getting the commissioners, the commission's gotten better and better through the years. We'll have to say that. I mean, there was times where we were fighting with the commissioners. I know when we tried to get a cut through on the other side of remember that, Jackie? When we try to get the cut through over to the other side and try to get that, and there was a whole big debate. But we really value our relationship with you guys in the city. And obviously, I speak for myself at the Turnberry property, which I own. Jackie's represents the mall. But we, really do value and really want to keep a Sofer legacy here. And as I'd say, he loved this place, and we miss him, but it's life. But, we also really want to thank you again. Also, we were able to bury him here, which means the world to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
So I just want to say something quickly, just thinking about it as Jeff was speaking. So my father had a real, he had a large love for building this community and with the community of Aventura. And he was very dedicated. George Berlin was very dedicated. I have spoken to you, Howard, about George Berlin and the George Berlin Park. I do think that something should be done for George, on a sidetrack. But when Aventura became a city, I think 30 years ago, right? It's the 30th anniversary. It was a little bit controversial because the original members of the council and the mayor referred to themselves as the founders, and everything was about the founders, and they built a park and they called it Founders Park. And there was really an anti-development, and there was a way that they treated George and my father that really wasn't appreciated. So I haven't been to that many commission meetings here. I've been to some, but my memory of the one I think that Jeff is referencing is we came to a commission meeting, we wanted to get something passed, it didn't get passed. He was very emotional about it. And when we left the commission meeting, he was very upset about this whole founders thing. He was upset about the way the city treated him. And I'm not gonna say the name of the commissioner, but he got into a heated, it was the commissioner. I'm pretty sure it was the commissioner. But anyways, he was upset at the way they were treating him. So he would be very appreciative of this, because now obviously we have a great relationship with the city, and I know that he felt that a good relationship with all of you, and that you treated him with the respect, and that's very much appreciated. But that day it wasn't, and he went outside and they had a verbal confrontation, and he was so upset about the founder thing. And I just remember him saying, you guys call yourselves the founders. You know what you found? You found what I built. That's what you found. My name should be up there, not yours, which we thought was pretty funny. But anyways, I appreciate you all honoring him and giving him, the deserved recognition, because he really did. He founded this city, however you want to phrase it, and he would appreciate that. So thank you very much.
Thank you. It's funny because just in telling that, you see the humor of your dad. I mean, he literally, everything else aside, he's one of the funniest people I ever met. And he was so engaging and so entertaining and just so much fun. And what's great for me is personally, even though I know it's not about me, but I like the fact that, Carol, every Saturday, we're at least texting about football, right? And Michelle and I have done the whole pickleball thing, and Jeff and Jackie, and now what I see is the next generation. Fine young men and women, just beautiful men and women who are so bright and smart and carrying on, which is now what? Harry and Don, and what, fourth generation maybe? Amazing. And the fact that we get to call you ours as Aventura, even though you're all national, we know that, but it's just a source of pride. So whatever happened in the past, which kept you out of this room, I think if we succeeded in one thing tonight, now you know that you're more than welcome, and it's actually fun here. So these are pretty good Tuesday nights. Personally, I usually end up at bourbon after this, so maybe I can get my first beer free tonight, I don't know. But seriously, I do have a proclamation that I think is important, but I want to ask if any commissioners want to say anything, because I would be wrong of me not to. Former vice mayor?
Which would be all of our titles, right? So I wanted to take a few minutes to honor your dad, your grandfather, and your husband. So I'm fortunate enough to know most of the Sofer family for a very long time through my husband, Scott, who grew up with Jeff and Jackie and Brooke in the NMB area. And I was lucky enough to have kids the same age as some of you, that our children grew up together, and I got to see a lot of them grow up and older, and quite amazing, to say the least. And I then got very lucky during the years to be able to spend time with Brooke and with Don. And so I was able to take a trip to Las Vegas, and we were working on the Fontainebleau project. We ended up at your dad's condo in, I don't know what it was called, Turnberry, I think. And I get up very early. So I was out on the balcony in my pajamas, in a robe, having coffee, and he had it all nicely set up with, I forget the lady's name that helped us set it all up out there. So I was sitting on the balcony, and out comes Don. So he sits next to me, and we're talking about everything but nothing. And he says, "So, are you married?" And I said, "Yes." And then he said, "Happily?" And I said, "Yes." And that was it. Brooke was mortified. Do you remember? And Brooke was mortified, and I laughed it off. But in all seriousness, it's been a pleasure, an honor, and truly so proud to call this my home and call you all my friends. And wonderful that we can celebrate him and just celebrate where we live. So thank you for coming.
I want to say, first of all, I moved to Aventura the year the city was inaugurated. And from day one, I met the name Sofer, and I had the pleasure of meeting every one of you present here today from the family. And I have to say that I'm so proud to be sitting here to honor what I believe is the founder of the city, the true founder of the city. And it is a real privilege to be part of this commission and to honor Don Sofer and the Sofer family. Thank you.
Vice Mayor.
So admittedly, I didn't really know your father that well, but I did have the pleasure of meeting him in 1998 when I had just launched a brand new fledgling magazine called Aventura magazine. And your father was so gracious to grant me an interview so that I could put him on the cover. When I walked into the office, I was very intimidated. What I was not expecting was someone so funny that he immediately put me at ease. The interview went really, really well. And to Commissioner Olinsky's point, made similar jokes with me, but I think he was very disappointed to hear that I was more interested in meeting Robert Duvall than I was with meeting him. But that's okay. We got over it. But I just wanted to say that although I didn't know him well, his name and his reputation, it just exceeds, and it was an honor. Thank you.
Paul?
Welcome to all of you, the Sofer family. I moved to Aventura, before it was Aventura, in 1990, when it was just getting going. But my memories of Don are since I own Moe's Bagels in Delhi for many years, having him come in with George Hamilton and all his other good buddies and just having a great time. What I remember most is his tremendous sense of humor. But just as importantly, I think seeing him come over to, for example, he also founded Aventura Turnberry Jewish Center, which was really, really important and a really important part of our community as well. And I remember specifically, he always used to come when we had the International Holocaust Remembrance Day, where we had all the high school, the Don Sofer Aventura High School kids walk over, and we'd have a Holocaust survivor tell their story, which was really, really special. And Don would be there, and of course, his friend, Holocaust survivor Bill Landau as well, which made it extremely, extremely meaningful to everybody that was there, and particularly to the students, the high school students that came and were able to participate in that as well, was really meaningful. But just as importantly, as founding the city and everything he did for the city and the community was what I take away and what I love about Mr. Sofer was his philanthropy, his generosity in the community. Particularly, we know about the Humane Society, the animal shelter, and that he has in North Miami, that he set up in North Miami Beach, and everything he did also for Israel and for the Jewish community is also very noted. But for all of you and the younger generation of Sofers, I think the most important thing is we say in our tradition, all of us are Jewish in the commission, that there's nothing more important than a Shem Tov, a good name. And that is the best legacy that you can have as children and grandchildren and future generations. So proudly carry that legacy forward, and we all will be part of that along with you because we knew Mr. Sofer pretty well, and we are very, very proud of his accomplishments, and will continue to speak about them and to build on them with all of you. So thank you very much.
Rachel?
At your dad's memorial, someone said, everyone has a Don Sofer story. And I think that's true. We all do have a Don Sofer story. Mine goes back to when I was first running in my campaign, and actually he met me. And then I called Jackie and I said, Jackie, your dad said he's endorsing me, and your dad said he's giving money to my campaign. And Jackie says, I don't know you, but are you blonde? And she was right. But from the moment I met your dad, I fell in love with him as a person and a warm-hearted human being. And I was so thankful that my son, Alec, and Jamie Goldstein from Turnberry's son just got to graduate from the Don Sofer Aventura High School. And they are both doing incredibly well in college and have had the most incredible 4 years of high school than they ever could have had. We also were there, as Paul mentioned, every time we did our Holocaust remembrance. And my last year that I walked through with your dad through the memorial wing, I was with Michelle and your dad, and he looked up at all the names on the walls. And he said, Rabbi Birkin, come over here. I got to tell you something. Rabbi, come over here. I said, you see all these names on the walls? I don't want my name up there anytime soon. And then he looked at me and he said, you're cute. He said, you want to be my fifth next ex-wife too? But Jeff, you weren't at our last Turnberry members party, but your dad was there. And he wanted to make sure everybody knew that this party was because of you bringing us Turnberry. And he also wanted to make sure that you knew that you were spending a lot of money and making a lot of silly jokes about you and how this wonderful place was so special because it was kind of all about family. So I just want to say, you said your father was insulted, or you all felt that the first commission didn't recognize him as the founder. They were the founders. Well, we are a new commission, and we will always be a different commission. Your father left a special place in our hearts, and we recognize he truly was the founder of this city, which we will never forget. And I hope we will work with you and make his recognition memorialized tonight, but maybe a very big visual memorial that we can work on recognizing him in the city going forward. That's important to me, and I can't speak on behalf of my entire commission yet because we haven't had that, but it is something I would like to put forward in our city, to always recognize him and recognize him publicly for everyone. So thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to ask the new vice mayor to read. We're going to present this proclamation now. I want to read it to the family first. First, just do the first two paragraphs. Me. Then you'll do the second two paragraphs.
Whereas the City of Aventura honors visionary leaders whose work has shaped our community, identity, growth, and quality of life, and whereas Don Sofer was a pioneering developer and philanthropist whose vision and leadership were instrumental in transforming the Aventura area into a vibrant city known for its neighborhoods, parks, schools, cultural amenities, and thriving commercial centers, and
Whereas Mr. Sofer's efforts supported landmark projects and long-term investments that created jobs, expanded economic opportunity, enhanced civic pride, and elevated Aventura's regional and national profile. And whereas his legacy continues through educational initiatives, public-private partnerships, and ongoing community improvements that reflect a deep commitment to excellence and to the well-being of Aventura residents, and
Whereas the City of Aventura wishes to recognize and celebrate the life, vision, and enduring contributions of Don Sofer with a day in his honor. Now therefore be resolved that I, Howard Weinberg, as mayor, and on behalf of the City Commission of the City of Aventura, Florida, do hereby proclaim November 4th, 2025 as Don Sofer Remembrance Day. We'll present this to the family. The commission will come down there. We'll meet the family here and we'll take a nice picture. Thank you. Everybody shift a few steps this way. Yep. Okay. Okay, moving on, we're still in special presentations. Neftame Candler? Neftame from the Israel Destiny Foundation. You want to come on up? Come on up. Tell us your name and whatever else you want to let us know.
I'm Naftali Candler from the Israel Destiny Foundation, and this is Tomer Brook, which is a battalion commander in the Israel Army. He was wounded a year and a half ago. We came here to North America with a delegation of 3 special soldiers. One went to San Diego, one went to New York, and you have the pleasure of meeting the commander, Tomer. So I'll tell you like a very short message, what important message there is coming out of Israel, which is relevant also to the city of Aventura for you. So Tomer.
So good evening, everybody. My name is Tomer Brook.
Good
I'm
evening.
a reservist in the Israeli army, 46 years old. I was a CEO of a cybersecurity company on the 6th of October, raising money from someplace near Florida of a family office. Supposed to get the money on the 10th of October. That didn't happen, but then again, on 7th of October, I left my wife and 7 children back home, and we have a phrase that in Israel, when something happened, we are running to the fire to help everybody and to save people. So I'm a reservist. My wife stood in front of the door telling me I'm crazy, telling me I have obligation to my children, and I told her I have 600 soldiers underneath me that needs me right now to command them. And I went to fight. After fighting in the Gaza envelope, I was wounded a couple of months afterwards in Jenin on a refugee camp. I was badly wounded from a sniper that shot my leg. And my message, to be very short and direct, we are a country of values. And I think for the mayor also and for everybody, this is the most important thing in life, to have values of honor, of loving people in general, and unity in general. And we are caring for each other because we don't have any choices in Israel, because everybody in the area are against us in general. So we need to stick together, and we need to work with our people to make Israel big and great as much as we can. And also for this city, amazing city that I visit for 2 days, I can say the same. Education is very important. Our youth is very important. Our values is very important, and we should keep it in top priority. So thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for your service. Just to be very clear, I'm sure you've heard it in your last 2 days here, but Aventura stands with Israel.
For sure.
We always have, and we always will. And that's a unanimous opinion of this commission, and that's the way our city feels. You probably know that we sent an ambulance to Israel after October 7th, to Modi'in. In 2 weeks, I'll be there to see that ambulance, but this is the way Aventura feels about what you're doing, and we appreciate you.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Amen. If I may, I just want to say, echo what Mayor Weinberg said, that as a city, we do what we do, not only because, as you were talking about, Tomer, values, because these are our values, because we speak in unison with great moral clarity. We're not confused about who's right and who's wrong. And we do it because not only is it important to us as a community, but we want to be a model to others, other municipalities, other counties, other states, and other countries to do the same thing. So if you come up here, I want to give you a little memento from us, from all of us, to you, so you know that you are never alone and that we all stand together.
Wow, amazing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So you can take it back and understand that we'll always be with you.
We as well want to give you very much. A bit of our
Thank you. Thank you.
if you are visiting Israel, I would love to hang out with this.
Hang out with you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your service. Thank you very much for your help.
Take this. This is myself. See how well it works. WhatsApp should work.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I will call you. Thank you very much.
Here, hold on, one more.
Thank you for inviting us. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support. Thank you. Thanks. I give you the wounded soldier.
No, it's okay. And we'll get the word out there, Naftali and Tomer.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It is Epilepsy Awareness Month. Is Lena here? Oh, come on up. Lena Menendez, Epilepsy Alliance, Florida, Community Resource Specialist. We have actually a proclamation to present to you, but do you want to say a few words? You're more than welcome to.
Sure. First of all, I want to thank you guys so much for the recognition for Epilepsy Awareness Month. This is a very important cause. Epilepsy is one of the most common neurological disorders. Yes, there's so much stigma and misinformation about it. And this proclamation is really helping us and the 3.4 million Americans living with epilepsy, many here in the city of Aventura. And this is really shining a light on the importance of awareness and education and advocacy. So we really want to thank you for this recognition.
Thank you. I want to read this proclamation, and then we'll have you come up here, and we'll take a picture with you. But while you're there, we'll read it to you.
Whereas epilepsy is a brain disorder characterized by recurrent and unprovoked seizures that can affect anyone at any age, any time, and
Oh, I get the long paragraph.
yeah,
Whereas, as the fourth most common neurological disorder affecting millions in the United States, including approximately 426 Floridians, with 88,000 of these being children, people with epilepsy need access to affordable, comprehensive, physician-directed, and person-centered health care, as well as greater education and improved access to care in schools. And
Whereas while protections exist in the Americans with Disabilities Act and related civil rights laws, people with epilepsy still encounter discrimination in areas including employment, education, and housing. And
Whereas Epilepsy Awareness Month is a nationwide effort in November of the Epilepsy Foundation and Epilepsy Alliance, Florida, to raise awareness about the conversation around epilepsy, seizures, and side effects, as well as to improve and save lives through care, advocacy, research, and new therapies, and public health and education, and
Whereas the City of Aventura recognizes the impact that this spectrum disease has on members of our community and the importance of increased public knowledge about epilepsy and seizure first aid. Now therefore, be it resolved that I, Howard Weinberg, as mayor, and on behalf of the City Commission of the City of Aventura, Florida, do hereby proclaim November 2025 as Epilepsy Awareness Month in the City of Aventura. Congratulations.
yes.
my, with a big lens. Thank you.
Okay. Does anyone need to take anything off of the consent agenda? No. Okay. So I need a motion to approve the consent agenda. Commissioner Freeland, seconded by Commissioner Cruz. Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Ain,
Yes.
Commissioner Blatchman,
Yes.
Commissioner Friedland,
Yes.
Commissioner Cruz.
Yes.
Commissioner Orlinski,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Bloom,
Yes.
and Mayor Weinberg.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. 8, second reading of ordinances. Mr. Manager, you're going to ask for 8A, B, and C to be deferred to January?
Yes, Mayor.
Okay, do we need to read those ordinances, Mr. Attorney?
Yes, the clerk should read all three of them, but you can vote for them as a package. You don't have to vote for them separately.
Okay, can we do that after she reads all three of them?
Yes.
Okay, if you could read 8A, B, and C, Madam Clerk.
Okay, item 8A, an ordinance of the City of Aventura, Florida, approving a small-scale amendment to the future land use map of the City of Aventura Comprehensive Plan pursuant to Section 163.3187 Florida statutes to redesignate an approximate 13.93 acre tract of land extending from Northeast 214th Street north to County Line Road and from Biscayne Boulevard west to Dixie Highway, from business and office to town center, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the comprehensive plan, and providing for an effective date. Item 8B, an ordinance of the City of Aventura, Florida, amending Chapter 31, Land Development Regulations of the City Code of Ordinances by amending Section 31-145E, Town Center Office Park Mixed Use TC4 District, subsection 1, Purpose, subsection 2, Uses Permitted, subsection 3, Accessory Uses Permitted, subsection 4, Conditional Uses Permitted, and subsection 6, Site Development Standards, to allow for more diverse projects and uses within the district, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the code, and providing for an effective date. Item 8C, an ordinance of the City of Aventura, Florida, amending the official zoning map by changing the zoning designation of an approximate 13.93 acre tract of land extending from Northeast 214th Street north to County Line Road and from Biscayne Boulevard west to Dixie Highway, from Community Business District B2 and Medical Office District MO to Town Center Mixed Use District TC4, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the code, and providing for an effective date.
Okay, I'm sorry, repeat that, please. Could I have a motion to defer 8A, B, and C to the January 2026 commission meeting? Vice Mayor Bloom, seconded by Commissioner Blatchman. Let us vote on that.
Commissioner Blatchman? Commissioner Friedland?
Yes.
Commissioner Cruz?
Yes.
Commissioner Orlinski?
Yes.
Commissioner Ain?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Bloom?
Yes.
And Mayor Weinberg?
Yes.
Motion passes.
9, first reading. Madam Clerk, 9A.
9A, an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Aventura, Florida, amending ordinance number 2024-18, which ordinance adopted a budget for the 2024-2025 fiscal year by revising the 2024-2025 fiscal year operating and capital budget as outlined in Exhibit A attached hereto, authorizing the city manager to do all things necessary to carry out the aims of this ordinance and providing for an effective date.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve 9A? Commissioner Cruz, seconded by Commissioner Ain. Mr. Manager?
Thank you, Mayor. This ordinance amends the City of Aventura's fiscal year 24-25 budget to reflect adjustments made at year end for revenues, expenditures, and fund transfers across several city departments and funds. The general fund shows a net increase of $1.67 million, primarily from higher than anticipated revenues, including FEMA reimbursements, public safety, detail billing, recreation program fees, and interest earnings. These funds are being used to offset the additional expenditures in police, community services, public works, and other departments. Just some key adjustments shown in the police department: overtime and event coverage, technology upgrades, and crisis intervention training. Most of these were offset by savings in salaries and benefits. Community services, higher program enrollments and summer and recreational programs, additional maintenance at city parks, and minor facility repairs. Public works, landscaping, irrigation costs, vehicle leases, and staff transitions. And Arts and Cultural Center, replacement of the air conditioning chiller, and increased maintenance costs. And most importantly, non-departmental. This amendment includes the allocation of $3.2 million for the purchase of additional land for the new high school. And I'm happy to say that this purchase was fully funded not from reserves, but from surplus funds, including interest earnings. And I want to thank Melissa, her team, for doing such an incredible job with the budget.
Thank you. Any member of the public wish to speak on this item 9A? Seeing none, I will close it for public comment. Any commissioner have questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll ask for a vote.
Commissioner Friedland?
Yes.
Commissioner Cruz?
Yes.
Commissioner Orlinski?
Yes.
Commissioner Ain?
Yes.
Commissioner Blatchman?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Bloom?
Yes.
And Mayor Weinberg.
Yes.
Motion passes.
9B, Madam Clerk.
An ordinance of the City of Aventura, Florida, amending the City Code of Ordinances at Chapter 2 Administration, Article 3 Advisory Boards by repealing Division 5 Arts and Cultural Center Advisory Board, providing for conflict, severability, codification, and an effective date.
Okay, motion to approve. Commissioner Orlinski, seconded by Commissioner Friedland. Mr. Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. It's recommended that the City Commission approve this ordinance to repeal the Arts and Cultural Center Advisory Board, which will be replaced by the Arts in Aventura Board via a separate ordinance. The city established the Arts and Cultural Center Advisory Board in 2008 with a primary focus on supporting the operation of the Arts and Cultural Center by providing input on programming options and recommending fundraising and sponsorship opportunities. While the board has served a useful purpose, the city wishes to pursue a broader approach to the arts and programming and will create a new Arts in Aventura Board.
Okay, thank you. Any member of the public wish to speak on 9B? Seeing none, I'll close it and ask if there's any commission comment or question. Seeing none, well, let's vote.
Commissioner Cruz?
Yes.
Commissioner Orlinski?
Yes.
Commissioner Ain?
Yes.
Commissioner Blatchman?
Yes.
Commissioner Friedland?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Bloom?
Yes.
And Mayor Weinberg.
Yes.
Motion passes.
9C, Madam Clerk.
An ordinance of the City of Aventura, Florida, creating Division 5 Arts in Aventura Board of Article 3 Advisory Boards of Chapter 2 Administration of the City Code by creating Section 2-191 Creation, Composition, and Qualifications, Section 2-192 Process for Appointment of Board Members, Section 2-193 Jurisdiction, Duties, and Meetings, Section 2-194 Rules of Procedure, Quorum, and Section 2-195 Standards of Conduct for Members, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the code, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Motion to approve. Commissioner Ain, seconded by Vice Mayor Bloom. Mr. Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. This ordinance establishes a new Arts in Aventura Board to promote a broader range of creative and cultural activities throughout the city. The new board will expand upon the work of the former Arts and Cultural Center Advisory Board by supporting public art projects, showcasing local and emerging artists, and collaborating with community partners to enhance arts programming and funding opportunities for the city.
Thank you. Any member of the public wish to comment on 9C? Seeing none, close it for public comment and ask if any commissioners have a comment, question. If not, let's vote.
Commissioner Orlinski?
Yes.
Commissioner Ain?
Yes.
Commissioner Blatchman?
Yes.
Commissioner Friedland?
Yes.
Commissioner Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Bloom?
Yes.
And Mayor Weinberg.
Yes.
Motion passes.
9D, Madam Clerk.
An ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Aventura, Florida, amending Chapter 48, Vehicles, Use of Right-of-Way, Parking, and Other Regulations by creating a new Article 5, Electric Bicycles, Motorized Scooters, and Micromobility Devices, relating to the operation of electric bicycles, motorized scooters, and micromobility devices in the city, providing for severability, codification, and an effective date.
Okay. I need a motion to approve. Commissioner, Vice Mayor Bloom, seconded by Commissioner Ain. Mr. Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. This new ordinance establishes local regulations for the safe operation of electric bicycles, motorized scooters, and other micromobility devices within the city of Aventura. This ordinance defines terms such as electric bicycles, including Class 1, 2, and 3 motorized scooters and micro-mobility devices, authorizes operation of these devices on designated streets, sidewalks, and multi-use paths except on Biscayne Boulevard in accordance with state law, and sets safety rules including a maximum speed of 10 miles per hour on sidewalks, a requirement to yield to pedestrians and use audible signals when passing. Helmet use is required for operators under 16 years of age. E-bikes and scooters are required to have front and rear lights when operating during evening hours, and e-bikes must be under pedal power when operating on sidewalks and pathways. Requires that e-bikes and micro-mobility devices obey all applicable Florida statutes, including traffic regulations and safety requirements when operating within the city. This also allows the city manager to adopt administrative rules, signage standards, and procedures for enforcement and impoundment for violations. It authorizes the Aventura Police Department to enforce this with violations punishable as civil infractions carrying a $100 fine, and officers may issue warnings for first offenses. And I just wanted to add that we will be conducting a robust public awareness campaign after first reading to get this out with our communications team, also in the schools, in conjunction with our SROs and police department, to inform all of our residents and students within the city. So we'll be working on that this week.
Great, thank you. Any member of the public wish to comment on this item, 9D? Seeing none, I'll close it for public comment.
Mr. Mayor, say something about
Please.
this ordinance?
Please.
This is an incredibly difficult ordinance to draft because there are at least 3 state statutes that sort of cover the same topic. So you have to sort of try to figure out how you do this and be consistent with state law. Then you got the county code, and we try to fine tune what other municipalities have done within the state of Florida. And, you know, with sort of your comments and the manager's vision, I think we've come up with really the best possible ordinance in this area. It's really an impossible ordinance to get right because there are so many conflicting, you know, issues with you know, regulating these kind of devices. So I want to give, you know, sort of credit to the manager for coming up with ideas that others never considered, and then your input, it made it a lot easier for us.
So I appreciate your efforts and the manager's. The fact that he was our police chief, I think, was helpful also on the force for 20 years or so.
Almost 25 years.
Almost 25 years, like I said. And also all the input from the commissioners. We all recognize, just from walking, we all see the problem ourselves, and also we all get input from residents. People are worried and people are actually scared. So it's such a balancing act to protect the safety of pedestrians, while at the same time being mindful of the fact that the people that are riding these vehicles, we want to protect them as well. So it's quite a balancing act, and I think we're striking the right balance. And of course, we'll see it in action, and as Chief Pentalila knows, that really the key is enforcement, right? No matter what the ordinance is, it's about enforcement and people getting the word out, especially to the schools, that, you know, this is the law. Any comments? Yes, Gustavo.
I definitely think that this is a step on the right direction, a much-needed step on the right direction. I want to thank you, Howard, for pushing this through, and the city manager and the city attorney for drafting this ordinance. It is something that is much needed. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, you want to say something?
No, I have a question. I mean, is it open to being amended if we see that there's some changes? I was actually very in favor of this, and I don't necessarily want to go here on public record, but I've been noticing the e-bikes and the e-scooters on a road, on a sidewalk, like around the golf course path. I understand while we're putting this in that they have to be manually used, but there are some roadways where we're taking away the ability to make them electric and make those people have to be on the streets. I think we may be going a little too far. I'm just going to use an example of 213th Street. We're now pushing these bicycles and scooters onto the street if we're not letting them be electric, and there's really no reason. There's not that many passerbyers that they're coming in conflict with. Same thing might be on a street like Williams Island Boulevard. There's other places where it's not one little sidewalk where there's many people walking, and I think this restriction that we've now taken away to use them electric might be a little overbroad. So I think we should look at it and see how it's working
Yeah,
out.
well, let me, from a legal standpoint, you can always amend between first and second reading, as long as you're not going to make any significant changes that would affect the title, because if we change the title, then we have to re-advertise it. But just based on the comments you're making, I don't think we would have to amend the title if we were consider some of the changes and the commission decided to pass an amended ordinance.
Okay, thank you.
To your point, I had asked the city manager to address with our Miami-Dade County Commissioner the possibility of building a dedicated bike lane, because I'm also very concerned about pushing the kids into the streets. So that is something that the city manager is going to be working on, and we can probably talk about that at a workshop.
Okay. Seeing no other comment, let's vote.
Commissioner Ain,
Yes.
Commissioner Blatchman,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeland,
Yes.
Commissioner Cruz.
Yes.
Commissioner Orlinski,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Bloom,
Yes.
and Mayor Weinberg.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. Any staff reports, Mr. Manager or Mr. City Attorney or Madam Clerk, anything to report?
Just one quick item, Mayor. I just wanted to add, on the consent agenda, we approved the PBA contract for the next 3 years between the police department and the city. I just want to thank everybody involved in that process. It was lengthy, but we were able to resolve and get a very good contract for our police officers, which will continue the high standards that the city expects and requires. Just wanted to add one thing that was put in there, that we were the first city to do it, and this is an added layer of protection for the city, is we were able to negotiate an automatic reopener. I know there's a lot of uncertainty coming up in the next year or two about property tax reform. We were able to include in this agreement that if there's any significant change to our ad valorem tax rate or property tax reform, it triggers an automatic reopening of negotiations for this contract. So I just wanted to add that we were the first city to do it. I'm sure many other cities will be following that path, but that's an added layer of protection in this agreement. So thank you.
Mr. Mayor, there's something I'd like to
Sure.
report on too, and I think I sent an email to all the commissioners, and the manager and I have talked about this extensively. There's a bill, it's either SB 105 or HB 105, and it's about basically any decision that a local government makes is subject to review if somebody files, a request for review within, and that the response has to be given within 30 days. And if it's not given within 30 days, they can go into court and they could collect attorney's fees. So we're tracking the bill. I talked to the manager about it. I think your lobbyists are going to, be involved in lobbying against this bill. It's been assigned to a committee. I don't think that's a big deal because it's obviously session hasn't even started yet. This is, if you think live local is bad, this basically puts code enforcement out of business, among other things. And the definition, it's supposed to be tied to an enforcement action, that you can only review enforcement actions or request review of enforcement actions. But the definition of an enforcement action includes things like interpretations. That's not an action, So this is a horrible bill. I just want, you individually and hopefully, the legislative delegation, the leagues of cities will fight this thing if it goes anywhere. Because like I say, it's just worse than live local. It's worse than the bill that, our law firm filed a lawsuit against. It eviscerates, local government being able to make decisions.
It's a constant struggle, a constant battle. Thank you for being on top of it. Yes, Commissioner Rain.
I just wanted to let our residents also know in the consent agenda, there were 3 items affecting our police. And I want everyone to know how committed the city is to the safety of our residents. We approved an expenditure to start and establish an aggressive driving enforcement unit. Eventually, we'll be purchasing 2 Ford F-150 special assignment vehicles. We also are purchasing a new Marine patrol vessel. And finally, in the vehicles right now that the police have. We have in-car videos. They're going to be replaced. The city's entering into a contract to have officers. It's an officer safety plan bundle that's going to have body-worn cameras and interview room cameras and all sorts of other items. And I think it's a testament to us as a city that we want to stay up to date. As we know, Aventura Mall has 30 million plus visitors, and we are committed as a commission and our mayor to uphold the police department in every way we can.
Thank you very much. Yes, Commissioner Cruz.
So first of all, I'd like to thank our city manager for the dedication and the hard work, and we don't take it for granted that you were police chief for many years, and sometimes these negotiations can be tricky, and so we congratulate you and thank you for doing such a great job and always looking out for the best interest of the city and of our police department, because of course everybody knows that we love our men and women in blue. So thank you for doing that. The second comment I had was for our city manager, Mr. Myers. If you can prepare, city attorney, I'm sorry. If you can prepare for us an email listing the items before we go to Tallahassee in the beginning of December, of the items that you think are important for us to discuss at the, when we lobby our comments?
I guess I would talk to the manager about it, and maybe we can come up with a joint list of items that we think are the most important.
I think that would be very...
Well, you adopted your legislative priorities, but that doesn't necessarily match what bills are actually before the legislature. So we'll get together before you go up there and provide what we think are bills that you should focus on. But I would definitely say this 105, if this goes anywhere, we got to be on top of it.
Definitely, thank you.
Okay, and wanted to back up to what the manager said. I think that's significant. The reopener on the collective bargaining agreement with the police department. Once again, we're leading, others will follow, but I appreciate the fact that we are in that position. That is a testament to you and our legal team when it comes to those negotiations. I think that's very important because right now, nobody knows what the future holds with property tax, with ad valorem. I wanted to mention that Thursday, which is the 6th of November, at 8 a.m. here in this commission chambers will be the annual State of the City address. And it will be a recap of the year we had in Aventura and a little bit of a look ahead to what's coming up in the next 12 months. So it's worthwhile to attend. After that, it will be posted on all of the city's social media, but it's open to the public at 8 a.m., is that correct? 8 a.m. right here in this room, plenty of seats. And then somebody was probably going to mention the Founder's Day, which is the 8th.
Yes.
From 5 p.m. until 9 p.m., correct? And that is at the Aventura portion of Gulfstream, where the same place it was last year.
Correct.
What? And coming up on November 11th, my earpiece isn't working. Coming up on November 11th, Veterans Day, here in this commission chambers at
10 a.m.
At 10 a.m. Always a really, really meaningful, powerful. We try to get as many vets as possible to attend and show them that we do appreciate their service. 10 a.m. November 11th, Veterans Day. So having said that, let's open this up. Line up one at a time, no fighting. Everyone gets 3 minutes. So if you want to speak, members of the public, come on up. Okay? I don't see anyone. Am I missing something? I don't see anyone. Everyone is super happy. You're all doing a great job up here. Once again, second month in a row, no one wants to tell us we suck. That is so great. Seeing no one, I will close public comment. And if there's no other business, I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn. Vice Mayor Bloom, seconded by Commissioner Ain. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We don't suck.